Carter, what are you watching, bud? So we're gonna do a little bit of an office tour, my creative space. Whenever I post from down here, when I post on Instagram or anything, I get a lot of questions about the space and weird things I have in here. Not weird things, but little decoration things. It's always something in here that people like to comment on. So I'm gonna bang out a little bit of an office tour right now. So before we even start, I want to show you the room. This is off the downstairs of our house. And this side of the office, this is my wife's side. My wife works full-time from home, so she pretty much spends the majority of the time down here. And I like to say she hogs the office. I also like to call her side the boring side. Here is my desk setup, and I will say the screen size, it's a little bit ridiculous. So this is a gaming screen that I bought this year. It wasn't too expensive considering what like TVs cost, but this gaming screen is amazing in the fact that you can multitask and be super productive for it. So for any creative space, I recommend getting a gaming screen like this. And by the way, this is 49 inches wide. Can't really tell from that perspective, but when I'm down here working, I can literally have 3 different panels up and still be very effective and very productive. When you have a desk set up like this, I think it's super important to still have a productive space right here. So what you really should do is get something that takes the laptop off of the desk. So these, you can buy that on Amazon for like 20 bucks and it's well worth it. By the way, this is a 15-inch Mac. So to put that into perspective on size, there you go. Another important aspect to point out about me and my wife working down here together, her side is super neat. Mine usually isn't, especially when I'm recording video or editing content. And as you can see, these Post-its, there's not that many here now, but usually half this desk is covered. I use Post-its as my to-do list. And I find it's most effective because it allows me to mentally see that I'm getting through the list versus crossing stuff off. Like, I guess both effectively are the same, but for me, this works better. Probably the most consistent question I get when I shoot anything down here is, what are those paintings? What are those pictures? What is in them? So let me explain. Let me start off by saying that I am a huge fan of pop culture. I am an even bigger fan of the 80s. So when we knew we were gonna build the space, I knew I wanted to get some posters that represented my love for the 80s, and my decoration was gonna be based all on that. So I was surfing the World Wide Web and I found this artist called Scott Park, and he creates these posters, and basically they're characters of famous 80s films. And this poster, the minute I saw it, I fell in love with the thing. Now the issue I had too is that one poster wasn't gonna fill up this entire wall, so then I found one that he made for the 90s. These are also films I love as well. Bigger fan of the 80s, but I still love a lot of the films on this. A lot of these cars are ones from TV shows I used to watch when I was a kid, especially Dukes of Hazzard, loved it. Knight Rider is in here someplace, right here. Back to the Future car. So yeah, so these posters I absolutely love. I love him as an artist. He does a lot of stuff. Check him out, Google him, Scott Park. The final part of my office is the backdrop for most of my videos. It looks like this from afar. Now, I should explain conceptually where this all started. I went on eBay, bought old VHS tapes of the 80s films that I loved. I bought like a block of like 45 from a guy, and I spread them out throughout this area. Oh, here's a good shot about some of the better ones. Some good ones here too. These are all films that I loved when I was a kid. After that, I moved on and bought some action figures. Karate Kid was a huge part of my childhood, so I had to get something in there that represented that. But I will say my favorite part or piece in here that's from the 80s is the original Nintendo. This is in pristine condition. It's like perfect. I bought it from a guy online. This was probably like $100 but worth it. And I also bought some games. I don't know if this works, and it did not come with any wires, but I didn't even care. Like, This meant the world to me when I first got it. I think I was maybe 5 or 6, and this changed my life. I know it sounds crazy, but like this was huge. And then obviously, because I make a lot of content, shoot photography, I wanted to get some old cameras, some vintage ones. So I bought all these. Again, can find all this stuff on eBay. Couple more here. If you were from the 80s, you 100% played this game at the YMCA or the Boys Club. I used to love this game, and this game is dated from 1984, I believe. So this is an original with all the pieces. If you want, I'll take some offers. Classic. So Dr. Dre. That album pretty much got me into DJing. DJ got me into music. Music got me into interning at a radio station where I've been at for 20 years now. The iHeartRadio pillow that I stole from work. I work for the company. Didn't really steal. I borrowed it. Stole it. Finally, my life's motto, which I had to cement up here and get it up here so I see it every day. Don't grow up, it's a trap. Just reminds me, stay young, have fun, and don't take anything too seriously, which of course, at times we do, but in reality, just go have fun. It's not that serious. Yeah, so there you go. By the way, the gaming screen, game changer. That's Madison.